Right now, everyone's talking about Karoline Leavitt's pregnancy. But just 2 years ago, millions watched her lose an election, live on national TV. And instead of vanishing into silence, she kept showing up, smiling into the cameras, building something new. So how do you stay steady when your failure happens in front of the whole world? Let's take a closer look, not at the politics, but at the psychology of resilience. In 2022, Karoline Leavitt ran for Congress. She lost, badly, to Hakeem Jeffries. Imagine failing so publicly that your name trends alongside memes, hot takes, and late-night jokes. It's one thing to stumble in private. It's another when your stumble becomes someone else's content. Yet, she didn't retreat. She pivoted. And that's where things get interesting. Not just for her, but for anyone who's ever felt crushed by a public failure. Strategy 1. Reframing the narrative. Her first move. She didn't call it a loss. She called it a new chapter. She joined Trump's campaign, became a media commentator, stayed visible. Psychologists call this reframing. Changing the story you tell yourself. Instead of "I failed," it becomes "I'm part of something bigger now." It's not denial. It's narrative alchemy. Like, if you bombed a job interview and then started a podcast about how job interviews are broken, suddenly you're not out. You're leading a movement. Strategy 2. The power of your tribe. Next, she leaned hard into her tribe. Conservatives, Trump's team, right-wing media, they didn't treat her like a has-been. They treated her like a soldier who just changed fronts. And that matters, because resilience isn't just about inner strength. It's about being held by people who still see your value, even when the world doesn't. Think about it. When you're falling, it's not your willpower that catches you. It's the hands that reach out and say, "We still need you." Strategy 3, forward motion over rumination. And then she kept moving. No long sabbatical, no quiet quitting. She doubled down on media appearances, strategy sessions, public speaking. Why? Because action disrupts rumination. The brain can't obsess over the past and build the future at the same time, so she gave it a job. Focus on this interview, this meeting, this next step. Not as distraction, but as redirection. The pregnancy announcement, a symbol of continuity. Now, her pregnancy. On the surface, it's personal news, but psychologically, it's a masterstroke. After a very public defeat, she shares a very private joy. It signals, my story isn't over. In fact, it's expanding. It shifts the narrative from loss to life, from politics to possibility, and that's healing. Because sometimes the best response to "you're finished" is to create something that literally begins. What you can take from this. So what can you borrow from her playbook? First, rewrite your story. Ask, what if this isn't an ending, but a pivot? Second, protect your circle. Find the people who measure your worth by who you are, not just what you achieve. And third, anchor yourself outside your role, in hobbies, relationships, a plant you keep alive, a dream you nurture quietly. Because resilience isn't about never falling. It's about knowing you're more than the stage you fell on. So I'm curious, when you face a public stumble, a rejection, a setback everyone sees, what's your anchor? Who reminds you that you're still whole? And what small personal joy helps you remember life goes on, even after loss? Share it in the comments. Not your polished version, your real one. Because someone watching right now might need to hear it. And hey, thanks for being here. Breathe. You're still in the story. And that's already something worth celebrating.